Okay, it's time to hop straight into the April and Master Splinter episode. This one was very weird from what I remember, and it was kind of entertaining, but not in the sense that it was a good episode. It was just more so entertaining because it was so wacky. This one's just a good time. I am very ill because I fell. I fell or I tripped when I was going down the stairs this morning. Um, so my legs are sore and I'm ill. But we're gonna record this episode and get it all done. Yeah, this episode should be a good time, and I'm gonna have a lot to talk about with this episode. With one specific part of it that I've been talking about since the very beginning of the series. So I'll make sure to point that out when we get to it. But yeah, let's hop right in.
Calling it the storm of the century. Unconfirmed reports of sinkholes and cracks in the streets throughout Midtown. Advised to stay inside.
I could be hearing things incorrectly, but the guy on the radio talking about the storm sounds very similar to Rod's dad. I don't know if it is Rod's dad, but it sounds just like him to me. Can't believe it. They actually put a live match of Ratatouille versus Stuart Little in the TMNT. This is the best day of my life.
I told you not to do this. You can't come here. My boys don't know about this. Someone is calling. You have to go.
Okay, we got some more foreshadowing of Master Splinter and him becoming the Rat King. Can't wait to finally talk about that. I've been waiting for this episode, the entire series breakdown, because I knew what was coming.
Dad? Aha!
Splinter?
April O'Neil. Did you see? I made Donatello's computer work.
It's much more complicated than my tablet, you know.
Bro, Master Splinter is literally one of those Gen Alpha kids that thinks every screen is a touch screen. I saw this one video from Pirate Software, if you know who he is. He does YouTube Shorts all the time, and he said they were doing tests, like trying to teach kids how to use computers, and all of them were just going out to the monitor trying to touch a screen because they're iPad kids. Master Splinter is one of those. He's an iPad kid. I can't believe this.
But it's fine. The sewers have flooded many times before.
I saw, actual rats legit evacuating. Not that you're not an actual rat. You know what I mean.
The sewers are my home. I would never leave them.
Look, the storm's only gonna get worse. I'm coming to get you.
Do not worry about me. I am fine. Go home, stay dry. I have to get...
Splinter?
Bro, am I tripping, or does this feel like a plot from Octonauts? Like one of the creatures doesn't want to leave their home, and there's some kind of signal breakup connection, and the Octonauts gotta go save somebody, and the creatures. If you don't know what Octonauts is, disregard this, but if you do, you're a real one.
You just had an aquarium lying around.
It was the boys when they were little, and I was right to keep it. See how useful it is?
Okay, Hoarder.
Okay, here we go. Here's some more lore. Apparently Master Splinter is a hoarder, or a hoarder to some extent anyway.
Until the sky fell.
Bro, this is literally just that one scene from Finding Nemo. That's exactly what this is.
Wait, what is that?
I've heard it before. The last time the tunnels flooded. It's water.
What, like a drippy faucet?
Splinter!
So, this scene here implies that the sewers flooding is a common occurrence, or at least something that's happened once before, which is interesting. It means that it's some kind of common occurrence that the turtles usually have to deal with every now and again. And I think it'd be interesting to see them actually have to deal with it. since this entire story arc is made up by Raph and this isn't canon, I'd like to see them actually have to deal with the sewers flooding. It would be a genuinely interesting plot and story arc, and perhaps maybe some kind of way they get forced out of the sewers and have to live on the surface for a while. And that could add to some character development for Splinter.
What? No, not from an alligator. What alligator? She was taken by pink blobs?
Okay, a lot to break down here, but we'll talk about one thing first. The alligator that one of the rats mentions to Splinter, asking him, captured by an alligator, I believe that alligator is probably the same one that was in Donnie's episode, and kind of a reference to it. So cool to see some tie-ins between the episodes. But the big main thing here is Master Splinter being revealed to be the Rat King, which I called from the start of the series, man. I have been here, and I've been talking about it for like the entire series, and it's finally here. I called it as soon as I saw the first teaser. Um, I'll probably explain why in a different video, but I knew this was going to happen. And I was so excited when it happened, and I was right. And I've been talking about how I was right throughout this entire series. And it's just really, really cool to finally see, this thing that I'm so proud of being right on finally be realized. So, really cool.
You threaten my family? You will hurt my children? I don't think I want to be your second cousin.
I ain't gonna lie, when Master Splinter's first walking out here with the umbrella, it looks like he's holding a shotgun. Like, could you imagine that? Master Splinter just shotguns Goldfish in the face.
Thanks.
I would do anything for my family, which you're a part of.
That's really nice.
Okay, here we go. Some more character development for Master Splinter. Although it may not be canon, him accepting April as a part of his family, kind of moving on from his hatred of humans, is a step in the right direction for Splinter's character development. Whether this reflects how Splinter's actually been acting in the real world, or if this is just something Raph threw in for his story, it's still cool to see as an example of what Splinter's character development can look like if executed correctly.
What about the lair? All this water?
It'll be fine. There are drains. It just gets clogged up. I have a lot of hair.
Here we go. Here's some more character development for Splinter. Albeit it's more of an in-episode thing. This entire episode, everything that happens is simply because Splinter refused to leave his home. But at the end of the episode, April asks him, what about the lair? It's flooded. And Splinter simply says it'll be fine and they have to get going. It's a good way of showcasing more character development for Splinter. And it would be great, and I would have nothing negative to say about it if it wasn't for this entire story arc being not canon. And it really sucks because so many ideas are wasted in this story arc. Like Master Splinter being the Rat King. That could have been a very interesting story arc, but they threw it in as a joke that only comes into play in this one episode. And it really sucks. And I'm kind of disappointed in the show for not being able to realize that they're wasting good stories in useless story arcs. It really sucks. And with that, this episode is over. This episode had some pretty high highs and some pretty low lows. Most of my problems with this episode are rooted in the fact that there are so many good ideas that are executed very well within the episode, but they mean nothing in the grand scheme of this universe because they're not canon. It's a really strange decision to make this story arc non-canon, as a lot of these things could have come into play later, and it would have given us some new original characters within this universe, that being the East River 3 and those little urchin guys. It would have been really cool to see how they come into play after this story arc if they were canon. But of course, we don't get any of that. All these things are still good and cool to see, but it definitely takes away from them not being canon. Next episode we'll be watching is the Donnie episode, which, if I remember correctly, was my favorite episode out of the story arc. Definitely not just because I'm a Donnie fan, though. That's not why it was my favorite. And, last week I did upload the videos, my face reveal and stuff, and I have my Twitch channel, So if you do enjoy me and just like want to come hang out with me, go check out my Twitch channel. Um, I got all kinds of stuff going on over there. So it's just in general, just a really good time. Um, but yeah, thanks for watching, and I'll see you around.